How's it going, everyone? Daxellz here, and today we are going to be reacting to something completely out of the ordinary for this channel. We're reacting to what are the common stereotypes about British people. Being a British person, I don't know, I think I'm kind of a connoisseur, but I am English British, so all the other places like Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, please don't hate me. So what we are going to be doing in this video, we're going to be going through what they have said, because I believe this is a American channel. So the channel's name, if you can see, I think it's down, that way, down there, is the infographic show. Okay, let's go and see if the stereotypes are true.
To stereotypes. Social psychologists tell us there's nothing wrong with stereotyping, and sometimes what we think is true. They give the example of young men committing more violent crimes than other male age groups or women. It's just a fact. Statistics back this up. As we saw in other shows, not all Americans are overweight, carry guns, or are patriotic, but a good number of people in the States can tick some of those boxes, often all three. We also saw that while Russian men are not all macho, there is some truth to how Russian culture has propagated the image of the tough guy. But what about those Brits? Are they all tea-drinking, cricket-loving geezers with a stiff upper lip? That's what we'll find out in today's episode of the Infographic Show, Common Stereotypes About the British.
Okay.
Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad. Let's start with the tea. Do Brits drink the stuff like water, imbibing their Tetleys and Yorkshire tea throughout each and every day? Well,
Yes, they do. A lot of them, especially the older generation. I say the older generation. Most of, well, I like. Americans would call them sodas, fizzy drinks, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I drink a lot of them and energy drinks, but yeah, we do like tea. A lot of, especially the older generation. It's a bit crazy, really, when you think about how much they drink it.
Well, according to the UK Tea and Infusions Association, yes, that really exists, 165 million cups of tea are served daily in the UK, which is 60.2 billion cups per year. The population of the UK is about 65.6 million, so those Brits are consuming almost 3 cups a day each. According to an article in The Atlantic, the biggest tea drinkers in the world are the Brits, with China, Turkey, and Ireland also big on tea. Unlike some other countries though, the Brits stick mainly with what is sometimes called English tea. 96% of the time it comes from a bag, and 98% of the time it's drank with milk. According to Statistica, 37% of Brits drink 2 or 3 cups a day, 21% said 4 or 5 cups, 7% said 6 to 8 cups, and a few folks 9 or 10 cups. There's no doubt about it, those Brits are hooked on their cuppas. Okay, so now let's get down to perhaps a more unappealing stereotype. After all, we've picked on Americans enough. We noticed that when we last mentioned the Brits had bad teeth, a lot of people expressed in the comments that this was not true at all. Was The Simpsons wrong to laugh at British teeth when they created the Big Book of British Smiles as a warning to...
Okay, I can talk about it. Okay, so a big load of comments on my channel have been about these, of course, and they are real, those that want to ask. I don't know how to talk about this, bro. Mine was a decision. We'll figure out what he has to say, and then we'll just bounce off it. But yeah. I'm not a good example of the common Brit.
Cartoon American children? Was the Seattle grunge band Mudhoney wrong to name an EP Boiled Beef and Rotting Teeth, jokingly prodding the Brits? According to dental statistics, yes they were. According to 2015 OECD data, in terms of decayed, missing, or filled teeth, the Brits, along with Germany, actually have the best teeth in the world. According to DMFT, Decayed, Missing, Filled Index, the worst oral hygiene in the world is in Ecuador, Cambodia, and worst of all, Grenada. The same data says the Brits have the 4th best teeth in the world, while the Americans come 9th. So take that, Simpsons. Denmark came first on the list. The BBC writes that the myth of bad British teeth is mostly American-made. It may have held some truth in the 70s, says the BCC, but it's all changed now.
I don't know. Most of the people I know actually wore braces at a young age. I just decided not to because I just didn't want to. That's just a me thing, not a us as a people thing. I'm not really a fan of the dentist, so that's another thing. But with health-wise, yeah, it's free here, so unhealthy teeth are like a thing you can just get sorted out just like that. It's under the NHS, which is the free healthcare. But if you want anything done aesthetically pleasing, future editing this, it was kind of a stupid take, I know, but what I meant was if the tooth is healthy, they're not really going to remove it or sometimes even straighten it. Even with these, like with my own experience, if they said to me, not that I wanted to get rid of them, but they sometimes give me mouth ulcers because I bite my lip and stuff, but they pretty much said to me that he would help me remove them, but he would not replace them, and I would have to pay 3k each for the replacements of the canines, which is crazy because I have it 4 times. I have it down here, down there, down there, and down there. So that's what I kind of meant as like as aesthetic dental compared to normal dental is where I was going. I kind of lost myself when I was editing this and noticed I forgot to even mention anything like that. So yeah, just letting you know. Yeah, so that'd be $3,900 pretty much for a single tooth.
Brits can now stand tall and smile wide and proudly cite any number of statistics that say their teeth are in a better state on average than those Yanks over there in TV Smile Land. So when they are not drinking tea or brushing their teeth, those Brits are obviously talking about the weather, especially those in rainy Manchester.
True, especially
do they really
today.
go on and on about the weather? According to most websites we can find, yes they do. The reason is the unpredictability of the British weather due to its maritime climate. The Brits can't be sure what's going to happen from one hour to the next, so they chat about what's happening and what might happen. In fact, it borders on insanity how much they talk about the weather. In 2015, the BBC cited research that said all over the UK, 94% of people will have talked about the weather in the last 6 hours. That's every day of the week, all year, almost the entire country is weather small talking. When website Expat Insider took a poll on worst weather in the world by country, the UK was 58th out of 64 countries. Belgium came last. The weather is so bad in the UK that if they have a few days of sunshine and heat, it's first greeted with cheers, and later there are droughts and pink-skinned northerners passing out muttering the words, "It's cracking the flags."
It's doing what? It's cracking the what?
There are droughts and pink-skinned northerners passing out muttering the words, "It's cracking the flags."
It's cracking the flags? Where did you get that from? It's cracking the flags. No. I've never heard anyone say that. That's from bloody the 1800s? What the hell?
Some Brits might understand what that means, and also know it's pronounced in the north, crackin' flags. Talking about how those Brits talk, do they really all have accents no one outside of Britain can understand? This is true and not true.
Yeah.
Some Brits speak very clearly, and you could say these are all mostly your middle and upper class variety of Brits. Yes, they still talk about class over there in that funny old land. According to the Telegraph, Britain indeed is a country of very...
I don't think that's true. I don't believe it's based on class, on who you can understand. I am not very classy. But you can understand me, but I don't know. It depends, I suppose. We'll see. We'll see what he's got to say.
Complex accents. They mention the accents of Cockney in London, Brummie in Birmingham, West Country in Somerset and beyond,
Somerset and beyond. Okay.
Wales,
South Wales? Isn't it just Wales?
Scouse in Liverpool, Scottish and Geordie, Newcastle, among others.
Wait. Go back. Oh no, wait.
Scouse in Liverpool, Scottish and Geordie, Newcastle.
Scottish and that's not one. He's not putting that in one category, is he? Because they're two different things. Geordie's Newcastle, which is in England, and Scottish is Scottish up there, and they would not be happy about that. And maybe they just didn't put them separate. Maybe they put them on the same line by accident. That might just be a typing error. Yeah, because Scotland's their own thing. Wales is their own thing. I don't think they're called South Wales. I think
Among other.
Just called Wales. I think Northern Ireland as well is part of the UK, so I don't know why I didn't mention Northern Ireland. It's a yikes from me, dog. Big oof.
Imagine traveling.
Oh, and Yorkshire. They didn't mention Yorkshire or Manchester.
Through Yorkshire and someone tells you, "Put wood in toll." Was that born in a barn?
Okay, yeah, you just mentioned Yorkshire there. My bad.
Among others. Imagine traveling through Yorkshire and someone tells you, "Put wood in toll." Was that born in a barn? That means, please post.
Put wood in toll. Isn't it put wood in the hole? In the hole? Was you born in a barn? It closed the door. But yeah, that's not. I thought it was put wood in the hole, not the hole. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. stopping there judging.
Close the door. You go up to Scotland and someone turns to you and says, "It's boiling out." He's
It's hot out.
trying to tell you today the weather is hot. All over the UK, you'll find accents that you can't believe are the English language. Not everyone speaks with a BBC accent or Queen's English. Why does the UK have so many regional accents compared to the rest of the world? It's complicated, but has a lot to do with social standing, communities that identify with accents, and of course, all the tribes that lived on the British Isles, including Celts, Angles, Saxon, Jutes, German, and Norse tribes. Medieval French became the language after Old English, and Latin was spoken as well. All those tribes and all those languages have led to this confusion of British accents. As for the Queen, do all Brits love her? Actually, that's hardly even close to the truth. She's probably more popular in the US than she is in the UK. In Scotland, the Queen is less liked than in England. While polls suggest that about 75% of Brits are in favor of keeping the monarchy, the days are long gone when the UK population worshipped the royal family.
I don't know, it depends. It depends on who you ask as well. I know some people like the Queen, some people don't understand it, but if anything, they bring in money, they bring in tourism, they bring in a hell of a lot of money into this country, so to get rid of them would just be stupid. Like, that would be the most stupidest play ever. I wouldn't worship them, but there's no reason not to have them if they're doing what they're doing. That's what I'm saying.
The Queen is more of a novelty these days, fodder for those infamous tabloids. Are the Brits overly polite? Well, there is certainly a culture of yobism over there on the small island, but you will find that Brits agree that they know better than anyone how to form an orderly queue. In fact, most people there are so polite they apologize even when they are in the right. When The Independent cited a British Council report about what the rest of the world thinks about the Brits, the answer was boozy, ignorant, intolerant, but very polite.
Wow, intolerant, nice one, okay. But yeah, boozy, yes. Ignorant, yes. Intolerant, that's a bit harsh. Very polite, not polite at all. We're very... what's the word for it? Passive-aggressive, I reckon. I think that's the word, is passive-aggressive. We're nice in person, but we're really angry at the same time. So say, like, two people bump into each other, you both say sorry, but on both sides, neither one is happy with the other person. I can't think of words today, it's too warm. It's just common courtesy. If someone opens the door for you, you say thank you, and that's just common courtesy. It's like that if you both bump into each other. It's both your fault 'cause you're both not looking, but if it's one person's fault, you still say sorry, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Not a lot of people do this as well. This is just, this might even just be fake in itself. We are not polite. If anything, customer service wise, we are the worst for that. I'd say Americans, customer service wise, are fake polite, but they're polite. In the UK, you just get given. You think you're patronising them if you're too polite to them. So, nah. Yes, the boozy, ignorant, intolerant, probably, but we're not polite. We're not. That's just a fake thing, dude.
You'll find Brits do binge drink, but the country is only 25th on the world alcohol consumption list. Are they intolerant? Well, Brexit might answer that, but we won't go there today. Polite is probably true, as good manners are important in the UK, and that goes across all classes. We can trace some of this back to the Victorian era in Britain, when etiquette and manners were expected from everyone. Finally, is British food really that bad? This isn't easy to answer. You can find restaurants from two of the world's most famous chefs in the UK, those of Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay.
Jamie Omegalo Oliver. I think he made a sugar tax. That's why I don't think he even has a restaurant anymore. I think he went bankrupt, but yeah. He started a sugar tax, so that's questionable. So we got Gordon Ramsay at least.
Amazing cuisine can be found in every city, but you'll also find many poorer people living on a diet of Tesco value foods, cheap sweet ciders that come in
That is weird here in America. I can say Tesco, by the way. Sorry, yeah, I'll continue. Tesco is like Walmart, but we have a Walmart, and it's not called Walmart, it's called Asda. Please don't ask why. I think it was because they wanted it so the Brits would understand. I don't.
massive plastic bottles, and basically eating a lot of bad processed food that comes out of boxes and tins. Yes, Britain is home to the greasy cafe and fried egg sandwiches, but you'll also find some of the best Indian food in the world, as well as great French and Italian food. Traditional British food, such as roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, is not bad at all. Still, if we put British cuisine against other countries' cuisines, it might be said to be lacking. We checked the number of websites for best cuisines in the world, and British food wasn't on any of them. So, cheerio for now. Thanks.
And as for food, I think we're in the middle. Where are we going back to, actually? I want to readdress some of the situations they said.
True and not true. Some Brits speak very clearly, and you could say these are all mostly your middle and upper class variety of Brits. Yes, they
Okay, this was wrong. This was completely wrong. If they're going from this, they're going from the fact that London brings in the most money. So if you're living close to London or in London, that you're gonna have money to live there, which is not true, because we also have council housing where you rent from the government pretty much and you live wherever and they'll house you. But this is not true. It just depends where you were born and where you live, and if you want to believe that is true, you can, but I honestly don't believe that. I don't. It's just where you've been brought up, and they say it's social standings of middle class and higher class. I talk normal English, I believe, but I'm far from middle class or higher class. I don't know. That's just my opinion, I suppose. Another accent they missed out was just kind of the one I have, which I can't really hear myself because I personally can't. You can't hear an accent, obviously, which I'm not Cockney, but I'm in this area in the south. There should be like southern accent underneath that, because we're not Cockney, because that's just based in London. That's a fact. So that's another accent they missed. But yeah, I suppose you can't name everything. This is just a list of some. They should put some British accents on the top there. But this was actually quite a good video for someone that's not even British or English, Scottish, Welsh, or Northern Ireland or Irish. So yeah, this was actually quite a good video. I'll give it to him. Quite comical in some parts and cracking jokes. It was actually really good. So yeah, if you have not, make sure you subscribe to them. That was a good video. Remember to put the thumbs up. Okay everyone, that is the end of the video. If you enjoyed that video, make sure you check out the original. It'll be in the description down below. If you have a comment about a stereotype that wasn't addressed today, make sure you comment down below and tell us all about it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment what you'd like me to react to next, subscribe if you're new or just haven't yet. I will see you in the next video. Laters.